Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So in the title of my video, I'm saying that animals do not have rights. So to better understand why I believe this, first we have to explain why I believe that we must respect human rights, or where human rights come from. So the basic reasoning behind why we should respect human rights is because humans are conceptual beings, which means we have a rational faculty, which means that we can conceptualize our values and we can produce and act on concepts, and we can trade value for value with other human beings. But this is only possible if we're left free to make our own judgments, since the rational faculty is only an individual faculty. So we must be left free to make our own judgments, so our rights must be respected if we want to gain the benefits of human production and trade. So that's why it is in my best interest to respect other human rights, the rights of other people, so that I can gain those benefits from respecting them. However, animals, on the other hand, are not conceptual beings. Animals are perceptual creatures, which means that they can't produce, they can't trade with us, they can't form concepts. All they can do is allocate existing resources, which means that they have to use force to obtain them from other animals, or just that's the only way that they can interact with other beings, is through force. So it would be in my best interest as a human being to violate their rights to get food, clothing, etc., since by leaving them free, they're not going to produce, they're not going to be rational beings, they're not going to trade with me, and they're not going to respect my rights either, which is a very important factor respecting human rights. This is why we institute a government, to make sure that everyone's respecting each other's rights, and so that no force is involved in human affairs. So a very similar argument that I like is the argument made by the streamer Destiny. He basically argues that the reason why humans have rights and animals don't is because of the ability to accept a social contract. And a social contract is basically where we all agree that we're all going to respect each other's rights. But animals, however, they cannot do that. Animals can't agree that, animals can't agree to respect everyone's rights, so we can't gain those benefits by everyone being free, since animals, we can't prevent them from using force in the same way, and there's no point of leaving them free because they're not going to produce with us, they're not going to trade with us, so we have no reason to respect their rights, and animals therefore don't have rights in the same way. And in the same way, this is why we lock up criminals, because criminals, they don't respect other people's rights, and they only act on the perceptual level, using force to steal from other people, to kill other people, to do all those rights violating things. And so we don't get those same benefits from production and trade from them, because all they're going to do is violate people's rights. So that's why we lock them up. We say they don't have rights. We lock them up and we get them out of society. And the same thing is true of animals, except we don't lock them up, I guess, but like what we do, we can violate their rights because they don't have rights, because they're not conceptual beings. They're not going to follow a social contract. They're not going to produce with us. They're not going to trade with us. All those things. This is a short video, actually, but I think that's all I need to say on that, and thank you, and see you in the next video.